What's up, YouTube? Robbie here, back with another short video. This one is going to be about the iPhone 14 Pro, a layman's review. I'm not a techie, so don't expect any type of technical information, any technical specs. I'm just going to give you the basics that a person like me would be interested in. But before I get into that, I just want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. I really appreciate you subscribing to my page and all of the people that took the time out to view and to like or to comment. Thank you so much. It is greatly appreciated. Now let's get into it. Okay, so like I said in my very first video, I got the iPhone 14 Pro. I didn't get the Max. My last phone was a Max, and it was just, I liked it, but it's just too big for my hands. You know, my hands aren't but so big. Plus sometimes I just like to do things with one hand, and it was difficult to do with the Max. But I will say this, I regret it. I didn't really appreciate it, but I do now. So the next phone I get, I'm gonna go back to the Max. But you know, this one is good for now. But so, like I said, I got the purple. I'm not a purple lover. I don't, as a matter of fact, I don't even like the color purple. The only thing I ever owned purple was Prince related, or the color purple DVD. But something told me to get this, and I'm glad I did because it really stands out. I also copped the the Apple iPhone case. As you see the logo right there. I've never purchased a case from Apple. I always get my cases from Amazon. Something told me to try this, and I'm glad I did. This is the leather iPhone case with a suede interior. But what I like about this compared to the other cases that I usually purchase from Amazon, this fits like a glove. Those are the type of cases you want. You know, it really, really fits tight and snug. So I highly recommend you getting the iPhone case. All right, so here are the basics. One thing you'll notice is you won't need a SIM card with the new iPhone 14. This is generally where the SIM card would be. So now it has an e-card, so you don't need the physical card. It's an e-card, eSIM card, and the setup was like pretty, you know, basic. It was really easy. It took me about like 2 to 3 minutes to set it up. After that, I heard that a lot of people were having troubles with the setup, but mine was pretty simple. And what I do also like about the SIM card, the eSIM card, is the fact that you could put multiple numbers on that one SIM card, which means that like a person like me, I have 3 cell phones. One is for my job, but 2 were personal cell phones. And had they had the eSIM card back when I purchased my other phone, I actually wouldn't have had to purchase another phone. I could have just added numbers to the SIM card, and they will all, you know, ring to the one phone. So that is a dope idea, and actually that's really good for you players out there that have your side chicks and side dudes. Instead of having those hidden trap phones, you could actually have all your numbers on your one phone. But I'm not advocating anything, I'm just saying. But anyway, another feature you'll notice about the iPhone 14 Pro is the always on feature. So see, I don't know if you just noticed, it just went dark. Let me just, sorry, there's a glare. Okay, so there you go. So when it goes back on, see, it just lit up. And the off feature, it literally shows everything that your screen will show. So if I turn it off, you see it just faded dark, but it still shows my screensaver. This is a new feature with these widgets, so that's the, you could customize it. I have the weather, my battery life, and oh, that's the weather again. I had my calendar, for some reason it switched. Anyway, I'll switch it back, but so it shows your widgets and the time. I love that. A lot of people have been complaining about it because it drains your battery, but I keep my phone charged. It really doesn't really affect me that much because I always have access to a charger. But if you don't have access 24/7 like I do, I can understand why it would really get on your nerve, but for me it's fine. But you could actually turn off that feature. You could go into your settings, turn off the always on feature, and then your battery life will be fine. Another new feature is the dynamic island. I hate the name. I actually changed it. Tim, get rid of the dynamic island and just call it the island. Spell it I, the little I, LAND to coincide with their branding of the iPhone, iPad, island. Hit me up, Tim. Run me my money. Anyway, so I just thought that was like a much better idea. But anyway, the island is something that is interactive. If you're on the phone, or I'm not on the phone right now, but let's use my iTunes. So I have my iTunes playing. Let me turn it down some. Okay, so if I go into, let's say, this browser, you still see the island right there. And if you want to turn it off, you just touch it. I'll just put it on pause now. I never had to go to the home screen. So even if you're on the phone, you could disconnect your call. If you're in your maps, you'll see everything. So it's interactive with all your apps, and without having to go to your main screen, just hit the island. And one thing that people were questioning was the fingerprints as it pertains to taking selfies. You don't even have to worry about that. First of all, the fingerprints don't show up as much on the new iPhone 14, and even if you're touching the island, you could still go from touching it to literally going and taking a selfie, and that smudge will not show up on your picture. So that's a good feature. I do like that. Oh, another thing I do like is the in the video, it has an action mode. So if you're like taking a video while you're in motion, you know, when you watch the playback, it's jumpy because you were in motion. But now they have an action mode feature that you could turn on. And if you're in motion, the playback is steady. So for example, if you're at a concert and you're dancing and videotaping, instead of having that jumpy screen when you're watching the playback, if you put the action mode on, then all you have to do is continue dancing, and when you watch the playback, it's stable. So it doesn't even look like there was any type of movement. I actually tested it out. It works, not at a concert, but here in my house, I'll actually upload it so you can see what I'm talking about, but it's a dope ass feature. Another actually really good feature that the iPhone 14 has is the satellite SOS mode. It doesn't really benefit me, but it might benefit you, those of you that go hiking or go out into the wilderness beyond where the cell towers are, or even if your phone dies out, if you're out in the wilderness and you get lost or you get injured and you can't really get to your phone, you can't move or anything like that, your phone connects to the satellite, not the cell tower. I'm talking about up in space satellite, and it will find your location for the authorities, and they could actually go directly to where you are. This is a feature that's definitely going to save some lives. Speaking of saving lives, it has a crash feature. I'm not sure what it's called, but if you get into a car accident, your phone will sense all of the banging around in your phone, and Siri will reach out to you to see if you're okay, and it could get the authorities over to where you are. If you can't speak, if you're unconscious or anything, it will detect that there's been an accident and note that the fact that there's no response and get the authorities to you. So these are really excellent life-saving features. So that's basically it. Like I said, I'm not a techie, but I just gave you the basic stuff. I hope this helped with your decision to upgrade your phone or maybe switch over to the iPhone, or if you just found it like informative. So I just thank you so much for taking the time to take a look at the video, and I hope you found it beneficial. All right, take care.